Okay, let's dive in. Today we're plunging into, well, a source you share that feels less like typical research and maybe more like something dug up from a digital underground.
Definitely has that vibe.
It's excerpts from something called Zoologer, the coin beneath the ashes. And specifically, we're looking at a script for a short video with that same title, The Coin Beneath the Ashes.
Right.
So our mission here in this deep dive is really just to unpack the core story, the narrative that's running through this fascinating and honestly pretty mysterious source material you brought to us.
Trying to figure out what it's actually saying, what claims it's making.
Exactly. And like right off the bat, the source just hits you with this central premise that's, well, it's kind of wild.
Uh-huh.
It claims the beasts of Chernobyl, you know, after the disaster. They didn't just escape the exclusion zone, according to this script.
Yeah.
They planned it.
Wow. Okay. And what's so interesting there is how the narrative immediately tries to ground this idea of animal planning, animal agency.
Which seems
Yeah,
impossible, right?
totally. But it links it straight away to something physical, something ancient, a coin.
Exactly. The script starts whispering about this coin. And not just any coin. It says it's older than the USSR. Maybe older than money itself as we think of it.
Really going back.
Supposedly buried beneath the old zoo, right there in the zone. And the source claims this coin, it chose the beast.
Chose them. Okay.
And it tries to visualize this with these really striking, kind of unsettling images. It mentions like a sketch of a mutated wolf actually on a coin next to radiation symbols,
Oof.
or even grainy footage, it says, showing what looks like a bear paw holding onto this rusted medallion. It creates this really powerful contrast, primal nature and deep history.
That's quite the image. And then this ancient artifact, this almost mythical thing, gets pulled into the modern world.
Right into the digital age. The source claims they, and we're assuming they means the beast still,
Chill with the beast,
they
yeah.
aren't just keeping this coin safe, they're actively digitizing it, wrapping it in code, that's the phrase the script uses,
Wrapping it in code.
and launching it on the blockchain. They call this digital version the Zocha.
Jojochi. Okay.
And again, the visuals it suggests are pretty out there, like a rat supposedly scribbling complex symbols, maybe like code or crypto keys.
Rat!
Yeah, in a chalk circle, while a hologram of the coin floats above it. So it's taking this ancient power symbol and basically porting it onto a decentralized digital ledger.
Which immediately brings up the big question, right? So what? Why do this? And the source seems pretty clear on that.
Yeah, it seems eager to answer that. It emphasizes this isn't just about creating, another digital currency you can trade. It's presented as something much, much bigger.
More ambitious.
The script doesn't really leave room for doubt. It just states flat out, Zochain isn't a currency like Bitcoin or whatever. It's a takeover, a full-blown takeover.
A takeover.
It's explicitly designed, it says, to bypass all the human systems, banks, governments,
Yeah.
every layer of human control we have.
Whole infrastructure.
Yeah. The narrative insists it's not about value in, like, dollars or euros. It's purely about control, and that the beasts are, quote, clawing it back using this digital tool.
Clawing back control.
And there's even this memorable visual in the script notes, maybe darkly funny, a wolf pack looking totally thrilled, just laughing hysterically while watching a Bitcoin price chart tanking on a TV screen.
Okay, that paints a picture. So it's framing this as a fundamental power shift, using our own tech against us, essentially.
That seems to be the core idea.
Yeah.
So when you follow this thread through the source, you get this really compelling, if deeply strange narrative arc.
Definitely unusual.
You go from this ancient, maybe mythical coin tied to Chernobyl's mutated animals to its digitization. Its launch as Zoochain on the blockchain, all framed as this deliberate plot for digital control, completely outside human systems.
Yeah, it's quite a story it lays out. And if you connect that specific narrative, ancient coin, beast-led blockchain to the wider talk about the future of money, of technology.
It does make you stop and think.
Especially with that final line the source throws out there, it claims. When the paper money and plastic cards burn and melt, only the blockchain remains.
Heavy stuff.
It is. So, what does a story like this one, imagining power shifting completely outside human hands through decentralized tech, what does that make you think about, well, the systems we rely on now, and where power might actually end up?